Crafters, thanks for joining me here in the attic. So pull up a chair, grab your favorite beverage, and we'll get to crafting and memory keeping. Well, I tried my best to use this pre-done planner that I found on clearance at Hobby Lobby. It lasted less than a month. I love the first part of the planner where I had set up the gamifying your life situation, but the dashboard journal pages just did not work for me. I couldn't get into the way to decorate them, and it looked cohesive. So it lasted till the 21st, and then I gave it up and said no more. I want to still use this planner, but I'm going to totally redo my idea of it. I'm going to still use these planner pages for the most part, but I'm going to get rid of the weekly dashboard section. So here I'm taking the planner pages for February out of my binder and going to work on them separately. I'm going to be using two kits out of the Bundle of Love pack from the Paper Bee Creative. I will have the link in the description box. I'm going to do a brief flip through of some of the pages in these kits. I'm going to use my swatch chart to pick out some ink colors that I might want to use with this kit. I decided I wanted to use Victorian Velvet, Tattered Rose, and Tea Dye. I also decided I wanted to do a few new techniques in my planner this year, and so I decided to do some ink blending. So here I'm taking the three colors, the Victorian Velvet, the Tattered Rose, and the Tea Dye to see how they blend together to possibly use them on a page spread. I did my decorating off camera this month, so I wanted to come back and do a quick flip through of how I set up my February planner using the pages that did come in that pre-done planner kit I had gotten on clearance, but replacing the weekly dashboard setup that I just couldn't get used to. I used the February dashboard page here, didn't change anything about that or the back, but I did change the first page here, and I decorated this with one of the ink blending pages as my background here, and used some of the Paper Bees background paper as a torn paper edge here, and then created clusters with the embellishments that were in the kit. And I used some of my planner boxes that I do have available. I will have the link in the description box for those here, where I'll be keeping up with my stats for my social media growth and also for my life gamification. So this will be my monthly highlights where I ended January and start in February. Then I did the spread here. Didn't change much about this. I did add some torn paper strips down at the bottom here, added some stickers, and also did some clusters in the corners with some of the Paper Bees embellishments and one of the embellishments there. And I did some ink blending on some hole reinforcers here. And this is how I set up my weekly spreads. I did my meal plan page as like a Dutch door of sorts, to where I can do notes here for things I think of throughout the month of ideas and stuff, and then my meal plan for the week here. And then I have 4 days on one side, 3 days on the other, and then my running to-do list for the week on the right-hand side. I did ink blending on both of the pages, and the pages I used here did come from Hobby Lobby. I also found these on clearance when I bought the planner. It was the dot grid style, and so I just did the ink blending on that. I added my own planner boxes here, and then the days of the week and the numbers, and then did my cluster embellishments around my boxes. So that's for week 1. Week 2, I set up just a little bit differently. I did my cluster on the side here, but did the Dutch door meal plan section here, did some cluster embellishments down at the bottom and the top, and again my running to-do list. The running to-do list is the part that I really missed with the way the other planner was set up. I really like that versus having more of a daily to-do list. I like to add highlights in here, and I want to keep up with my life gamification in my planner boxes, but I really love the running to-do list so that I can just check off what I want to get done that week, and just as I get them done, I just highlight them that they're completed. Then for week 3, I set it up here, did some more paper tearing down here, another cluster in the corner, set my boxes up just a little differently here, added a sentiment strip, did 2 days here, and did 5 days this way. And this just shows how this 2-page spread, you could do multiple ways of setting that up with the planner boxes. And then I did my cluster here and a little cluster down here with the box. And for the 4th week, I went back to 4 days on one side and 3 days on the other. Some corner tearing of the paper here with embellishments in the corners. My running to-do list. And then I did a little reflections page at the end. I am much happier with the way this planner is in compared to my January one. This one just was not bringing me joy. Every time I came to it, it just looked very cluttered, very unorganized, and it just did not work for my brain. Using planners to me not only helps me stay organized, but it's also something that brings me joy that I come and look at every day to start my day off. So I needed something more than just that weekly dash spread. Even adding the pictures just did not make me want to come look at it every day and use it. So I hope y'all have enjoyed this new addition to my creative planning series. And again, sometimes you just got to toss out the old and bring in the new when something's not working for you. That's the great thing about memory keeping and creative planning. If it doesn't work, change it. So be sure to hit the subscription button and the notification bell, and leave me some comments down in the comment section and let me know what you're doing for your memory keeping or your creative planning this year. And until I see y'all again here in the attic, y'all take care.